difference, baby. That's the thing.
Right. That is nuts.
Yeah, man. I was like,
So
oh
what
shit.
now? Do you dump or what goes on now?
I mean, we were never together. We were just like
Right.
just having fun, pretty much. But it seems like she's
So
a
you
bit too
basically like
pregnant.
you ain't smashing no more because she pregnant or whatever. So
You said what?
I said you're not smashing no more because she pregnant. So
Yeah, man. She said she's not gonna do that shit for a while.
wow. Well, good luck to her and her baby daddy.
Facts.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
I wouldn't want no baby in this coronavirus right now. So
Yeah, that's
all that.
crazy. Shit.
Mhm.
J Electronica, man. I don't even know how I'm gonna start this shit.
Wild. It's wild.
Shit. I think I just like two songs I really can put on replay, pretty much, on
I
when it
liked
comes to.
about I think I liked about two or three as well. It wasn't I don't know, I'm just like, well, I know these young cats gonna say it's a classic to them because it wasn't around for classic. So but not to me. And the type of feedback it got, I'm like comparing it to Cuban Link, never.
Yeah, that
Never.
shit's different. That shit did.
Not even Cuban Link 2.
Cause I've seen also people compare it to the Chronic. I've seen people compare it to
Oh,
that.
Chronic? Really?
Yeah, because how Jay and Jay Electronica were basically most of the tracks trying to compare how Snoop was in the majority of tracks on the Chronic too and shit. I was like, y'all bullshit.
What up? What up, Ronnie? Christian? Nah, this is not nowhere near the Chronic. I don't even see how they compare the two albums. 'Cause I mean, I look at the Chronic as yeah, it's a Dre solo album, but he played the majority, in the back, being the producer and just let like the new artists at that time showcase their talent. So I don't see how this is like the Chronic.
Mm. To be honest, man, I don't even know. I think easy everybody trying to become like a Muslim after listening to this album, which I'm also going to talk about. Like, this don't make no damn sense.
Nope.
Shit. What's up, Ronnie? What's up, Christian? Yeah, even Christian said it's overrated.
It is.
Mm, true, true. Yo, I mostly cannot wait to talk about Dangerously in Love. To be honest, man.
Right. Yes. And I'm not big on Beyonce, but I like that album.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah, because I just pushed the Escape one to Thursday since
Right.
motherfuckers gave me the wrong CD for that shit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm just like, damn, and I completed the collection too. I looked in the something just told me look in the CD, look in
Right.
the CD and shit.
Right.
That's why from this point forward, if I cop anything from like eBay or Amazon, I might just open
Yeah.
the CD right
You
away.
gotta check it. Definitely.
I'm yeah, that
What's
shit.
good, Makai?
Makai's here. Okay.
Yeah.
Ronnie asked, "What's your favorite song from the Chronic?" Ooh, Jesus.
That's hard, man. I love Let It Ride.
Mm,
Um Stranded on Death Row. Let Me Ride, Stranded on Death
ooh,
Row. Uh there's a lot, man. Nothing but a G thing, of course. Um Bitches Ain't Shit.
yes.
Classic album.
Yeah, man. I think my favorites to me, I want to say Little Ghetto Boy,
Mm,
High Powered, Stranded on Death Row. Like that, I just feel like Dre's production was just top notch when it comes to those songs in
mhm.
particular. But
Yeah.
there's one track,
Uh,
that's like a B side to Dre Day called "Puffin' on Blunts" with like
right.
Corrupt, Daz, and Rage. Oh
I
my
remember that.
And
Hey,
there's
why,
a
why
video
wasn't that on the album?
because that was like a B side, and they were throwing shots at hella people like Ruthless Records. I think
Well, they,
Corrupt.
they did the same thing on Dre Day.
Yeah, yeah, but and it's B sides was like popular at that time too, so not all
Right.
albums and shit. So
I remember seeing that, reading about that song in the Source magazine.
yeah, man, that has got to be Corrupt's best verse in Death Row,
Right.
like his best verse period, man. Like he just went straight up murderous on that track
Yeah.
right there. Like Jesus, I don't drink no VSOP. Like, I was like, oh shit, cause
Did you ever hear the freestyle? No, it's not a freestyle. It's like the remix to Nothing But a G Thing
I believe I heard it a while back ago.
with the they use the bitches ain't shit beat for that for the remix. And
Oh
there's a version where Daz is like doing a freestyle. He was like killing it.
yeah, man. I definitely gotta hear that shit. Definitely, man.
Yeah, that was on the cassette single for Nothing But a G Thing. The remix of that.
Hmm.
Favorite song? You have a lot, Ronnie. The whole Doggy Style album for one.
I'm gonna have to go with keep the heads ringing.
I love that song.
Yeah, man.
Uh, Bitch Please.
Ooh,
Um, Exhibit Multiply. Yeah, we got a lot, man. You got so many. The Phone Tap. You know,
Family Affair with Mary J. Blige.
yes, I love that. I always wonder why Mary didn't work with him more.
Hmm. Who knows, man? Like, cause I know. Yeah, I don't know, cause I think cause Dre's a perfectionist. I don't know. You know, it's like with Dre. It's like he'll work with somebody for one or two tracks. Ooh, no one talks about the shit he did for Busta on the Big Bang album though. That Imagine
What
song. I
he
mean, no,
doing
no,
on
no,
here?
no,
What
no,
he
not that
doing?
one.
The Big Bang?
Yeah, Busta Rhymes.
What he doing the Big Bang? I remember like other stuff that the producers done on there. I don't remember anything Dre did on there.
He did. He did Cocaina. He
Uh,
did Legends of the Fall Offs. He did Get You Some.
I gotta
That's
hear that
another.
album again. It's been years.
That's another album I do have to review on at some point this year because niggas sleep on
Right.
the Big Bang on some real shit. That was actually the
That's
album
a
that
good
made me.
album.
Yeah, that was an album that made me a Busta fan. I remember as a kid, I
Oh
started.
really?
Yeah, the Touch It remix and shit like that. That was like the first time I heard
Right.
Busta Rhymes. Then
Nice.
he came out with that song In the Ghetto where he uses that fucking
Mhm.
Rick James sample and shit like that. But that beat though is
Right.
tough as fuck.
Hmm.
Fucking beat is tough and shit.
I remember this joint Swizz did from New York shit, and on my New York shit and Touch It, and at the Eric Sermon joint. I don't remember like nothing that like Drake did on there. Ashley, where is she? Is she on vacation? She's on vacation, right?
Oh no no no. She said she don't really know that much about J Electronica, so she kind of stood this one out.
Okay. Well, she's gonna be on vacation during the weekend or something.
Yeah, it's Monday to Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, man. But I told her like in case like she's watching it and she wants to come over here, she's always down and shit like that. You know
She
what I'm
ain't
saying?
missing nothing. This is not no album that's to get excited about.
Yeah, yeah. We gonna start about 3 more minutes and shit because this whole album, man. I don't. Even, it's just
My favorite Redman albums. That's easy for me. The first one, What the Album, Muddy Waters, and Doc's the Name 2000. Notice how I left out the second one.
He said, "Oh, favorite Redman album, man. The first three. I'll say the first three, man. It was be like number one, Muddy Waters. Number two, What the Album. Number three, Dares the Dark Side. I'll even put Doc's name as my number four because that album I kind of grew on me a little bit.
I love that album.
Yo, Alonzo,
That's,
if you're interested, I did reviews on Redman's first four albums. Me and Tribe did Doc's the Name and shit too
yeah.
and stuff like that. Stay tuned on Malpractice. I want to do Malpractice sometime in July, I think.
Oh yes. I personally think that there's some bangers on there, but it's not a great album. But I like Malpractice more than There's a Dark Side.
That's crazy.
There's a Dark Side got bangers to it, but you know what it is? I think I think people are in love with the album case than the actual album itself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I could pick about maybe 8 songs that I like on there, but I can pick more for malpractice that I like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just didn't think it was a great album like that. You know what I mean? Everybody, if people feel like it's classic, that's cool. I just don't think it's a classic album. You know,
I think what
but
to me,
Redman was in his prime at that time. '94 Redman is like he's still one of the best of it.
yeah, man. I think to me, one thing I loved about There's a Dark Side was just how unorthodox it was for the
Right,
time. Like it went for that more psychedelic, druggy kind of
right,
ordeal, which not a lot of rappers were going through that ordeal. Like, yeah, you had like Cypress Hill, but
hmm
Cypress Hill didn't go that psychedelic at the time.
right. Favorite song from Redman? I love Superman Lover, like the first two.
Superman Level 2 is my favorite Redman song.
Yeah. How to Roll a Blunt. That's one of my favorites too.
Oh yeah, that underrated Pete Rock.
What the album? I love that. I play that to death, man. That's like definitely one of my favorites. Man.
Yo, niggas don't talk about what the album, man. That album is tough as
Right.
fuck.
And
Some of
and his energy, and I think his energy was a lot. I mean, I know the issues he had with the second one, but his energy was unmatched on the first album. Like he was so energetic, and even like with his stage performances, that's how he sounded on Wax. And that's like one of those breakthrough albums that you didn't hear at that time. Like the artist, like the stuff that he did on that album, artist wasn't doing that. You know what I mean? And it was great. And to hold down a whole album, a whole like 20 21 track album by itself. I think the only collab he had was with Eric Sermon on Watch Your Nuggets, but you know what I'm saying? That's a classic album, man. That needs more love. It's like as soon as Dare came out in Muddy Waters, people forgot about the first album. They forgot, they looked past Doc's the Name, but I think the first one is a classic.
yeah, man. I always say what the album was like an early influence to the Chronic to me.
Right.
You know, just like in terms of how much P Funk was used and shit. But
Yeah, that's another thing. Like a lot of those George Clinton, Parliament samples, like I know because of Eric Sermon and Redman. You know what I'm saying? Because they used a lot of that funk.
right,
You know what I mean? So and same with Dre. You know what I'm saying? He used a lot of that funk for the G Funk sound and all that. So man, like those are classic albums, man.
yeah, man. I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah, man. But you ready to start on this review
Yeah.
and shit? Just get this review over with.
Let's go.
All right. So yeah, this has been pretty much talked about for the longest. How's everybody doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
Bro.
We're gonna talk about Jay Electronica's debut album. What's this shit called? Oh, what's this shit called? A Written Testimony that was released in 2020. Yeah, this was released on Rock Nation after 22 years. It only came out with one single called Shiny Suit Theory. Some of the producers include Jay Electronica, Swiss Beats, Hit Boy, Alchemist, No ID, and Kurungben. And guest appearances include Travis Scott, The Dream, and Jay Z, who appears on almost all the songs. By the way, just throwing it out there.
9 songs.
9 songs. Only has one song to himself, and it's a short song. But oh boy. All right. So how did you get into Jay Electronica?
Just listening to mixtapes. Listen to a lot of mixtapes during the 2000s and early 2010s, and um, I've heard about him a lot on the internet, and hearing Exhibit C and Exhibit A and all that, and at the time I didn't, I thought, okay, this is cool, this guy is dope, and you know it sounded like something that I would want to hear when his album finally came up, but he kept waiting and waiting for 10 years and never dropped. I've seen interviews with Just Blaze, and he was talking about all the tracks he did with him, and those still aren't released. And people just forgot about him. Like over time, it's like we had other artists that came out. Kendrick blew up, J. Cole blew up. Mac Miller dead and gone, and he still blew up during that time. And there's so many artists that came out. Currency. He blew Freddie Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like we just over time we just forgot about Jay Electronica. So I didn't think nothing of it. And then out of nowhere this album comes out, and I remember hearing. I think it was like end of last year that it was dropping because like Jay is a businessman. Like he's not gonna sign nobody just to sit on the roster. He did that already with Rockefeller when they had MOP over there and Rel and ODB. Like some of them cats didn't even drop on Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? But when he had Rock Nation, it's like anybody he signed, whether it was Fat Joe or Jim Jones or um uh Rihanna or whoever, like they're gonna drop. So I knew at some point that he was gonna come out. And they said like he was working on an album. Nobody didn't believe it, and then he finally came out with the album. But I heard it. I'm not impressed with it. You know what I'm saying? To me, it should have been called Jay-Z featuring Jay Electronica because this is Jay-Z watched him on his own album. I don't really consider this his debut that people have been wanting to hear since Exhibit C. So you know what I mean? But I mean, I heard it. I mean, he finally dropped the album. You know,
Right. Oh man, I feel like I got into J Electronica when 20. I think it was like early 20 teens when I heard that Exhibit C track, and a lot of people call him like hip hop's next big thing. And I even like G Electronica, like that Exhibit C was just a fucking classic
right?
masterpiece right there. Um, then I heard him in a lot of other songs and shit like that. I also there was rumor that he ghost wrote for like Nas or some shit. I don't know if that's
Did he?
really true.
For what album?
I want to say like the Untitled album. I don't think
Oh
that's
Lord,
true. I don't think that's
it,
true though.
that should have been his album then. Because I didn't like that Nas album.
That Nas album is underrated in my opinion. I don't give a
You
fuck
like
about
that
that.
album? Really? A lot of
Yeah,
people like that album. I'm like, really? I might
like
be the only one that don't like it then.
I mean, it does not have like a lot of fans. 'Cause I know a lot of people didn't like the production, but to me, I liked it. Like it
Mm.
was definitely something like a political album from now, especially around the time when we had the Obama election and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I might even talk about that album one day. But
That's an album I could see Jay Electronica pulling off. I think that's more his speed than this album.
true, true. Yeah, man. So Jay Electronica, he is an MC that was he grew up in New Orleans at the Magnolia Projects, and pretty much he lived in different places like Detroit, Atlanta, Baltimore, and so on and so on. And it was where he was living in Baltimore that he adopted the name Jay Electronica. So, fast forward to about 2007, he dropped his first mixtape called Act One: Internal Sunshine, The Pledge, which it came out like on his MySpace page, and he was working around that time. He was working closely with like Mike Shave Shaviria, Mr. Porter. Y'all should know who Mr. Porter is, and he also was cool. He also like was cool with Jay Dilla.
Right.
Yes, the late great Jay Dilla. Rest in peace to him, hip hop legend right there and stuff. So that mixtape was very successful at that time and whatnot. Also like around that time too, him and Erica Badu, they were dating and they actually had a child together and stuff too. So,
I didn't even know that.
hmm so fast forward to 2010, this is where his breakthrough came about. He originally was going to sign. He wanted to work with Puffy and sign a Bad Boy.
Really?
Yeah,
Bad Boy. You a new artist. You want to sign with of any label? You want to sign with Bad Boy? Wow.
shit. Yeah. But then he that's when he befriended Jay Z, and at that time Jay Z was working on the Watch the Throne album and stuff too. So they started working together. He signed him a deal with Rock Nation, and everybody was just so hyped. They were ready for this album and stuff like that.
Right.
So 2010 happened. It didn't come. 2011 happened. Still no word. Then you had like 2012. He appeared on the song Control, which was Big Sean featuring him and Kendrick Lamar.
He was
Which
on that. I don't even
you
remember him. Right? Everybody kept talking about Kendrick.
yeah, because Kendrick's verse was so dope. Everyone forgot Jay Electronica was on that track.
I forgot he was on there.
Yeah, man. Like it was crazy too because like I think he had like the last verse on the track too.
It wasn't memorable.
Yeah. So like between like the 20 teens, he was still appearing on other people's works. Like he appeared on Royce the 5 9 and Primo's The Prime album. He worked with Chance the Rapper on the Killing Book album, which Killing
I
Book's
don't
nice.
remember. But
You
yeah,
said what?
I've read all, I've listened to all both of those albums. I don't remember him on Coloring Book. I don't remember him on Prime.
Yep, he was there.
Wow.
And so around the time, people kind of like forgot about Jay. Not like forgot, but they just gave him
I
a whole
forgot.
new album. And then fast forward to like late 2019, it was announced that Jay Electronica was announced that Jay Electronica was going to drop an album and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he said it was already finished, and him and Jay Z were working on it. So then fast forward to about next year, 2020, that March 13th it was released. March 13th. And it's funny, kind of funny because it was like no announcement that it was released. Around
Right.
this time, this was when the whole coronavirus was really getting started and stuff like that too. So he thought, well, the world's gonna end. Why not just drop an album? That's pretty much what he said. So yeah, that's the long, complicated history when it comes to this album.
He dropped Shiny Suit. That was what, 2016?
2010.
2010, okay. 2010, really?
Yeah, because I remember I used to jam to that song on my iPod and shit like that. Because he did his other song called "The Ghost of Christopher Wallace" too, which was very dope track right
I
there.
think I heard that. I remember hearing
Yeah,
that.
but
Damn,
Shiny
it was that long
Superior,
ago? 2010?
yeah, yeah.
Holy shit. Wow.
Those are them LimeWire days, man.
Holy man.
Yeah,
So
man.
he have a 10-year-old song on this album.
Oh yeah.
That's
And so
unbelievable.
yeah, with this album right here, pretty much like he tried to like influence this whole Arabic culture. And I also forgot to mention that Louis Farrakhan, yes, that Louis Farrakhan, he appeared like throughout the whole album because Nation of Islam and stuff like
Right,
that.
right. Oh, I thought they just took like bits and pieces of like speeches. I didn't know he was actually on the album.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, man. So just the album cover. That's the album cover right there. Pretty dope album cover. You know what I'm saying? He has like his name and the title written in Arabic and shit like that. Okay. Yeah. So with that being said, pretty much let's get started with this review. So track number one is called The Overwhelming Event. This is pretty much like sets the whole tone of the album. Has Louis Farrakhan talking about like the teaching of the present world and like analyzing like the roots of white supremacy. Yeah, if y'all know who Farrakhan, like y'all should know what Farrakhan's all about. White men are the devil and
Right.
whatnot. So yeah, this was a very, very, very dope track right here. Even though it was like an intro track, it was still pretty cool.
I don't care for it. I mean, it's cool to have Farrakhan on. I don't think I've heard of Farrakhan on a hip hop album ever, but it's cool that he was on there. We need him now during these times. I haven't heard from him. We need him to speak for our people. But
Right,
just start off your first album. That's pretty big. Like to have Jay Z back in it and on it for like the whole album, and then you got Farrakhan in it. So that's a big thing. I don't understand because like he's supposed to be Muslim, but during in the album you have him talking about Bugattis and walking on sandy beaches. So what the fuck does that have to do with being Muslim? You know what I'm saying?
right.
But
Shit. Which leads us to the next track, track number two. We got the Ghost of Soldier Slim. Um, y'all should know who Soldier. All my Southern hip hop heads, y'all should know who Soldier Slim is. He worked closely like with Juvenile. He's best known for that hit Slow Motion. Like, ooh, I like it like that. He's best known for that. Um, Little trivia: him and Jay Electronica both grew up in the same projects called Magnolia, and
oh
y'all should
shit,
know he passed away when he was murdered and gunned down on November 26,
right,
2003. Like in front of like his mom and shit like that. So that's crazy.
wow,
Um, so yeah, this was a very okay track. It was kind of controversial because of the fact that he's referencing like the synagogue of Satan, and he's also talking about how his ex girlfriend Kate Rothschild and shit like that.
right,
And it's kind of interesting because of the fact this album is kind of been accused of anti-Semitism and whatnot too and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And fucking like Jay trying to have to defend it saying it's not anti-Semitic. He's just it's Islamic culture and whatnot. So,
Hmm.
but overall, this song is pretty decent. Though it's already your first album, and Jay Z's already having like the first verse. So that's yeah, y'all should know what we're about to get into. And
This
yeah,
song,
you said what?
this song I like.
Oh, you like this song too?
Yes.
Cool.
Wait, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you good. I was just saying like it's already like I mean Jay Z he did his thing on this one and shit like that, but like yeah, still a pretty solid, decent song.
Yeah, this song I like. This is has a nice dope beat, and I wasn't big on Cash Money back then, but I knew who Soulja Slim was, and seeing the video for what's the name of the Juvenile joint?
Slow motion.
Emotion, yeah, that I think I have that Juvenile album. I gotta check, but yeah, that was a dope song, and paying tribute to Soulja Slim from the same area as him, and he says next time they bring up the gods, you gonna respect this. That little vest ain't gonna do you. I'll shoot you from neck up. I ain't even trying to hold you back, Magnolia Slim. I'm a soldier from that mode. I'm a ghost of him. So definitely some dope bars in here, and that's a dope song. That's one of the few songs on here that I like.
Yeah, like I'll have to agree with you on that one, right? Because like this, I don't know, it kind of picks up where Ghost of Christopher Wallace left off, but in a weird way,
Right.
it's like a weird different flow and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What up? What up, Q? What up, Sam?
You and Sam, what's happening with y'all? All right, so that's fucking Ghost of Soldier Slim. Then we get into fucking The Blinding. This features Jay Z and Travis Scott. Um, yeah, I didn't care for this song to be real with you. I really did not care for this one. Pretty much just a braggadocio track, but at the same
I
time, like I
actually
you said what?
mm,
Yeah, it was just like a braggadocio, but
no,
that
no,
was
go
more.
ahead.
Oh, it was a braggadocio, but it was talking about like their spiritual ancestry and whatnot, and it was
Right,
just both. I like that Jay Z and Jay Electronica were going back and forth and stuff like that. They had this one line where they
right.
said, "The dove Prince sang about in Purple Rain crying to the midget you heard tail off on the soldiers of the giant. Listen, I named my son Sir, so you gotta call my son Sir. That boy already knighted. He ain't even out his romper." Wait, what? Okay. pause. But yeah, man, definitely. That's like probably the only part I really liked from this track. I
Yeah,
didn't care for Travis. I like Travis Scott, but I don't really care. I feel like he wasn't needed in the chorus, in my opinion.
I don't like.
Yeah, so that's all I have to say about that one.
I thought when I first heard this song, I thought this was a Swiss Beats joint because it sounded like one of those Blueprint 3 leftovers.
Oh Jesus.
But I like it sounded like onto the next one a little bit. But I'm like, is this Swiss Beat? I'm like, I didn't know it was Hit Boy, but I actually like the beat, and Jay saying extra extras, Mr. Headlines, who signed every contract and missed the deadlines. 40 days, 40 nights, trying to live up to the hype. It's the road less traveled. It's the one who missed the flight. So I thought it was cool. Like I don't care with Travis Scott, so I could have done without him on the chorus. But it was decent.
Yeah, man, definitely see what you're saying on that one. Shit. Um, Next track, the Never Ending Story, which features Jay Z and The Dream. This one is produced by The Alchemist. Um, as much as I like Alchemist, I didn't care for that beat. To be real with you,
Right.
I just felt that it was a bit too slow and somber. Um, this one was named after the song was named after the film The Never Ending Story and shit like that. And pretty much it's like Jay Electronica seeing himself. He's using his Islamic faith to stand against the corruption of current hip hop today and stuff like that. If that makes sense.
Right.
And I mean, it's a decent track. I kind of felt like it didn't really need Jay Z if it had that song by itself, but yeah, man, I don't know, but yeah, it had the Dream on the outro, like y'all should know who the Dream is
Right.
and shit like that. R&B singer, producer, songwriter. So yeah, it's alright.
It's cool. I thought Alchemist could have gave him a better joint, you know.
Right.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like Alchemist, like the heat he give Freddie Gibbs or Alfredo is different from what he gave to this album. You know what I'm saying? Or like the heat he give for like Conway is different from, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't understand that, but I mean it was to hear Jay Z on the Alchemist beat, that was cool. Like we should have had that years ago. But it was just alright to me. It wasn't like great.
I definitely see what you're saying on that one and shit like that because I don't know. I just felt like with all this heat, yeah, like you said, all the heat Alchemist was dropping lately. I don't
Mm.
know if it came out a little strong with that, but
Right.
uh,
It's almost like I don't know how he's going about doing these projects. It's like Lulu to me was a disappointment, and I love Conway, but there's only like about maybe two or three songs I liked off of Lulu. But when you hear Alfredo, that shit is fire from beginning to end. When you hear the shit he gave West Side on Pray for Paris, gave him heat as always. You know what I'm saying? But like on here on this album, the second Alchemist joint I like better than this one. But even with that song, that sounds like something that he had on Yacht Rock that he just gave to Jay Electronica or whatever. Like I could hear like Action Bronson over that beat instead of
yes,
Jay Z. It
yes,
was that one I like more than this one. But I'm like you ain't never worked with Jay Z ever until now when he's like not even in his prime anymore. And this is what you give him compared to the shit that you give in Westside and Griselda and Freddie Gibbs. You know, I think he got a project coming out with who he said it was somebody else. Is it not Tyler? Somebody else he got a album dropping with. But I'm like, you did shit with Currency and Freddie, the Freddie joint. That was fire too. Like you gave them heat, but did you give them this? I don't get it.
shit,
You know what I
man.
mean? So um, I didn't know. I didn't care for. I didn't really care for this joint. Like this joint wasn't knocking to me like that. It was alright, but it's not like Alchemist's best. You
Yeah,
know.
I definitely see your point with this one and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I agree, Kristen. I was just talking to Reg about that. The Poison album is dope, but I mean, I don't consider Swizz Beatz no great rapper though.
Yeah, I might do a full on listen to that one. 'Cause I never heard that whole album and
Yeah,
shit.
that one is dope. I actually like. I would actually buy that one. That one was good.
Cool. Now, Shiny Suit Theory. If there was one song I can just easily say is like a replayable from this album, it will be this one. But this was like a track that he had done like I said, 2010, 2011, one of them years and shit like that.
Right.
So yeah, very dope track. It was produced by Jay Electronica himself, and it uses the same sample that Pete Rock and CeeLo Smooth used for "I Gotta Love," which classic song right there. But they use the sample the best way, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, with this track, like a braggadocio track, because the story with this track was the fact that, like I mentioned, like he wanted to sign to Bad Boy Records and stuff and shit like that. So with this song, it was kind of like he was rapping like how he was soon to be successful, how he want to step into the rap game and shit like that. And next thing you know, it's kind of interesting too because fucking what's his name? Like they think from what I've read,
Oh,
like he was this close to sign to Bad Boy Records, but Jay just scooped him up and he did like a hilarious skit at like excuse me. He did like a skit, after and shit like that called no, actually no, I messed up. Diddy ironically had a song called "Shiny Suit Man"
right.
too from the Saga
Right.
Continues album, which I never heard of Saga Continue. I've heard some good things about it, but
Heard it a long, long
yeah,
time ago.
yeah, that was the album with the song "Bad Boy for Life," right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So yeah, man, like both him and Jay definitely did their thing on this one. Ironically, this song does not have no drums to it, which is definitely something like you got to get used to. I
Hmm.
love the chorus where he's like, "I'm sailing on a cloud, the trailing below. My shrink told me it's a feeling they'll never know. I pack all my sins and I'll wear 'em to the show. Let 'em go, let 'em go, let 'em go." Like, and even like fucking Jay Z definitely did his thing on this fucking track right here. And he went back to like his street hustler days with this one. Like, I like the line when he says, "Went from Warren to Warren, undercovers to covers. If you believe in that sort of luck, your schools need adjusting. In the word of no justice and black ladies on the back of buses. I'm the immaculate conception of rappers slash hustlers. My God is so hard to conceive, but it all fails perfect. I'm like Artemis to trees, all the dark interrupted. He scribes a prescription for some Prozac. He said, take that for your mustard." Like, jeez. Like, Jay went in on that fucking track right there, in my opinion. And then you had like the Dream doing that fucking bridge. Like, yeah, this is actually my favorite track off this album, in my
Right.
opinion. Like, and it's crazy too, because everyone's like, "Oh my god, this song is dope." I was like, "Yeah, this song has been like out for 10 years and shit." But okay,
I like it. I definitely think it's definitely one of the strongest, might be the strongest track on here. Um, I love that sample. Always love that sample, even when Pete Rock and CO used it. And yeah, like he killed it, man. Like he says, you built a mighty high ladder. Let me see you climb up, nigga. What you scared of? Terrorize these artificial rap niggas and spread love. Pollinate their earbuds like you're supposed to. Spit it for the culture. Pay no attention to the critics and the vultures. That's heat, man. Like he definitely did his thing on here. I can't believe it was over 10 years that this song been out. Though. I thought it was like 2015 or something, but definitely a great track for me to be 10 years old.
for real, shit, man. It's like, and it's crazy too because I remember one episode of the Boondocks, the episode when Granddad was dating that kung fu bitch. Oh
Right,
yeah, and there was another song that uses the exact same sample, and I've been trying to find that song for years and stuff like that.
right.
So yeah, but
But
yeah,
I still want to know why was he so obsessed with being on Bad Boy? Like if anything, I think he would have been successful on Bad Boy during the No Way Out era or like the 2000s. But now, never.
I
He
mean,
probably wouldn't even drop the album if he was on Bad Boy now.
whether people like it or not, like people still want to do business with Puff like sometimes and shit like that. You
That's
know what
crazy.
I'm saying? Shit. All right, so that was Shiny Suit Theory. Next track off this album is Universal Soldier. Another track I really did not really care for. Like, I don't know. It was like one of those tracks I was like, I wanted to like it, I wanted to appreciate it, but it was just I don't know. It's something about this track I never really cared for, but I respect it, but nah.
I don't care for it. Just it's just I don't know. So some of the beats on here I didn't care for,
Right.
and it was just like there's too much Jay Z on here, man. You know what I mean? And I didn't care for this one.
Yeah, way too much fucking Jay Z and shit like that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right, next track, Flux Capacitor. Another track was like, I didn't really, I didn't care for. Yeah, another track I really did not really care for and stuff. Pretty much, what a flux capacitor is, it's pretty much like a electronic device that was very used for the DeLorean time machine. So, if you guys remember that movie, the movie like Back to the Future, this is where it came from and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that Back to the Future classic movie. Like, I never saw the third Back to the Future, but I remember seeing like the first and second one and shit.
The
Yeah, that
third one was like a Western, because like he goes back in time. I forgot how part two ended. It he went back in time. I think he was trying to go back in part two. He was in the future and he was trying to get back to the present, but something happened. I think the flux capacitor broke or something, and it put him in like the Western times. So he went back farther than he wanted to, and when he get back to that time, um, Emmett Doc had he had met like he had like a like he had like some older chick that he was gonna date, and then I think Marty's I want to say Marty's grandfather or great grandfather had they had like little kids, and you had Biff, but Biff was like the outlaw of the town, and it was like a West. You know, I mean, part three is underrated. It was like a nice way to end the trilogy, but it's not one of my favorites compared to the first one, and the second one was good too.
right.
But yeah, that part three was like more Western. It was like a more Western type of feel for that sequel. But it's not bad. It's cool. I just feel like that one is underrated out of the three.
Yeah, I definitely gotta peep that shit.
But yeah, that's what he got the flux capacitor from Back to the Future and the DeLorean time machine. And I didn't care for the song. I'm like, if you name a song from a iconic '80s classic film like Back to the Future, it better be Heat. And I don't think this was Heat at all. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care for it, man. Like, you know, James Blake is on. I think he produced a song with him.
Yeah,
Now I heard James Blake. He's like a singer. I've heard his stuff before, you know. But maybe you should have put James Blake on the chorus or something. I didn't hear from it.
yeah. Oh boy, this album's in trouble, man. Shit, man. So that was a flux capacitor. Track number 8, Fruits of the Spirit. The song is 1 minute and 35 seconds, and it's the only solo song off this album. Produced by No ID. Yeah, 1 minute. So you mean to tell me that we waited how many years for this debut album? You know, pushbacks and everything like that. You dedicate 1 minute and 35 seconds, 95 seconds for your own self after having Jay Z collab with you for the majority of the songs? Come on, man. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me right now with this shit. Like, dead ass, you gotta be. I mean, the song itself is good. I'm not gonna front. The song itself is good, but you dedicated 2 minutes to your own self on this album.
Right.
2 minutes. 95 seconds. That's, you know what? That's all I have to say.
I didn't care for it. I'm with you, Wes. Like, you ain't drop an album in 10 years. You ain't, this is your first album, and you got J all over it. And then like the one song that you got is like only a minute long. I don't understand. Like, whose call was that? Was that a Jay-Z's call? Like, oh, I'm gonna back up this album by being on 9 tracks, and then I'll give you one solo track. I don't understand that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I didn't care for it at all. I think it's more the production, not even his lyrics, because like lyrically he's dope. But I think the production just wasn't there on a lot of these songs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm like, come on, like Watch the Throne is way better than this shit. And Kanye, not even I don't even consider Kanye like a lyricist like that. But the production on Watch the Throne is way better than this.
Hell, the production on Magna Carta Holy Grail is way better than this.
Oh God, and I hate that album. And even
Right.
that had more joints on there compared to this album.
Oh my God, you gotta be fucked. And this is the shit that makes me mad a lot when it comes to like a lot of hip hop today because motherfuckers don't even motherfuckers just be rushing shit. Like niggas just throw certain songs like it's a fucking compilation album or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
But he had 10 years, so it wasn't being rushed at all. He had 10 years to come out with a masterpiece, and this is what he gave us.
Percy P been rapping since the late '80s. Dropped one album '07. That shit is still hot.
You
Shit.
know, and I feel like what happened to all of those Just Blaze tracks that you did? Like, I want to hear those.
Exactly.
This album sounds like it was made in like a couple of days. It don't sound like
40 days.
40 days, right? You made it in 40 days. Yeah, it don't sound like something that was there for 10 years, except for that Shiny Suit song.
Da-da-da.
You know what I'm saying? So you call up Alchemist at the last minute when he was busy making Alfredo and doing stuff for Pray for Paris and Lulu and all everything else he got coming out, and he gave you that beat
Jesus
on
Christ.
last minute shit. Yeah, he gave you that beat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't what up, Ashley? I just don't
Ashley.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
But yo,
Tupac, when Tupac came out of jail, he went straight to the studio and gave us All Eyes on Me, a classic double album.
yes.
You this shit in 40 days. This is from not even memorable. We won't even be talking about this at the end of the year. I mean, at least I won't.
Shit. Loki, I forgot this album was released, to be honest.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't see nobody posted up on Instagram. I don't think anybody bought that album.
Oh, people bought the album, in the streaming generation.
All
Like
right.
niggas
No,
only
but I'm like
bought
a physical copy. I didn't see nobody buy a physical copy for this.
mm,
You know?
Jesus Christ, man. Like, Lord help me, man. 1 minute and 35. You know what? That's that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop an album. I'm gonna drop an album next week.
You got your
And
album. The
and
raw, the
I'm
raw,
gonna
the
have a
raw
lot of
album is
local
better
rappers.
than this shit.
I'm gonna collaborate with a lot of local rappers, and I'm gonna have a song that's 30 seconds for myself, and it might be better than Jay Electronica and shit.
That's been done. If you listen to what's that shit? Pirates on the
Yeah,
Cuban. That's like that shit was like 30 seconds. And Ray and Ghost made it that thing a norm, like part of the norm to do tracks like that, and it still come out fire in 30 seconds compared to this shit.
hell, don't even get me started on Mad Villain. The Mad
Right.
Villain yet.
Exactly. Yep.
28-second songs, man.
Hmm.
But you had Jay-Z all up in your cockhole, pretty much, in your fucking album.
Right.
Yeah, fuck, man. We only have how many songs we got left, man? Two
Like
songs.
two.
Yeah, let's just get this shit over with. 'Cause I'm gonna save it for the rest of the album. Ezekiel's Wheel featuring the Dream. Oh, somebody's playing a huge joke on me right now. What the fuck is this shit? What is this? Like, it's pretty much based on like the book in the Bible,
Right.
uh, the Ezekiel book in the Bible and shit like that. How for all my Christians, how Ezekiel was the prophet because God commissioned him. Wait a minute, hold up. He's talking about the Quran. Now he's talking about the Bible. What is this? What is going on? What is going on with this fucking album? I don't know if niggas gonna be Islam, Arabic, or Christian or Jehovah. What is this? Are you trying to like invite every fucking religion in this bitch? Like, what is this? And the beat, man. I like the dream, but he's another one. I just didn't care for him on this album. Like,
Right.
we gonna see. We want to sing. Too much. The same way it was too much Jay-Z was too much of the dream too.
I agree.
Fuck out of here with this shit. No, fuck this shit, man.
I didn't like it. I like it. I don't like the beat. The beat is that the beat where it's like it sound like chains and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care for that at all. I was like, nah, what is this? You know, I didn't like the beat, and it just wasn't good. You know,
Mm. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, we waited how many years, and this is the best you can come up with?
right?
Well, the last track, APIDTA. Oh my. Another track. Well, it's pretty much an acronym for All Praise is Due to Allah. And it's both Jay Z and Jay Electronica talking about the death of their close ones and stuff like that. The, I mean, another beat I didn't care for, to be real with you. And from what I've read, this was recorded the night Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna passed away. So rest in peace to Kobe, Gianna, and everybody that died in that horrific helicopter crash. Um, I mean, it's a decent song to end off the album. Like it's kind of reminiscent of how Jay would end off his classic albums and stuff like that with that one serious song
Right.
and shit. So yeah, it's decent. This is the other song I pretty much like on this album. So
Yes. I actually like this song because, like, them hearing Jay talk about going through his phone and seeing the text messages from like people that are no longer here, like Nipsey and Kobe. I like that. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So that was needed, especially when the world had just lost Kobe and his daughter and like the other people on the helicopter. So that one was good. They should have did a video for that one. You
yeah,
know,
they should have, man, definitely.
that was a dope song. But that this it's a shame it had to end on a bad note for that album though. But
And that was the album. Oh, where do I begin with this? Where do I begin? This is the definition of a rushed album. I just felt like, in my personal opinion, these niggas wanted to cash in on a coronavirus, trying to make sure everyone is the end of the world. And you know what? You ever heard that saying? You know how you people say some shit and they say, yeah, when such and such does this, when such and such does that. It's kind of crazy because somebody asked me a question years ago. I said when Jay Electronica drops a new album. Long and behold, the world's about to end,
mhm.
allegedly. This album comes out. And I do not like it. One bit. I don't like it. And this is, like I said, it's kind of reminiscent how I feel about Papooses' long awaited album too, The
Right.
American Dream, but it was American spelled backwards.
Nasarima Dream.
You said what?
Nasarima Dream.
Yeah, yeah. Just definitely like you waited all this time and some of the beats were just dated on that Nasadim, whatever you call that shit. The beats were
Yeah.
like dated on that. And with this one, I just felt like it was just pretty much rushed and shit because of the fact that it was just like a lot of songs you just felt bored with it. Some of the
Right.
beats didn't feel finished. Like and then the only good thing about this album is ironically Jay Z, but even Jay Z doesn't drop some of his sharpest verses on it. Like if you expected like some shit like the 444 album, it's gonna be a little different and shit. You like, but I just feel like this album was not that good.
Right.
In my opinion, it's overrated. Everyone should stop being Muslims and Arabs based on this fucking album.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to give this a 2 out of 5, man. Like this is not a good album.
This was like Jay-Z watched him, but it wasn't Jay in his bag. This was like practice for Jay. Like, okay,
Right,
I'm gonna do this album. I'm gonna get them hyped up for what I'm about to drop next. That's how I looked at it. I'm like, because this is not Jay in his prime. You can tell. Like, the
right.
people, like, it's a different Jay when you listen to Reasonable Doubt compared to um Blueprint. Like, it's like a lot of the young kids didn't grow up on Reasonable Doubt. They grew up
Hmm.
on Blueprint or they grew up on American Gangster. It's a different Jay Z now compared to back then. So when I
Right.
hear Jay on this album, it's like, yeah, he's practicing for something bigger. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's why he was featured on the album a lot. But I don't like it. The stuff I was saying about this album being compared to Cuban Link is retarded. Because
Oh my.
Ghost and Ray are homeboys. Like they go off of each other so perfectly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Jay and Electronica now, they're not nowhere near Ghost and Ray
Never.
when it comes to that trading verses and shit. Like Ghost and Ray perfected that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like it. I just think it was a bad album. There's about maybe two or three tracks on here I like, but it's not no classic. It's not no album that you're gonna go back to in years from now and be like, oh, remember that? You know what I'm saying? Like we're not going back. I'm not going back to this album.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't care for it. I just thought it could have been better. Like you're Jay Z. Like Jay Z can call anybody up to work with.
Right.
The first time ever you work with Alchemist, it's on this album, and then he don't even give you the heat that he's giving everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand that. I just think like why so many songs with Jay? I could see you got two collabs, but nine out of like what is it, like 11 tracks on here? Like, nah, that's way too much Jay Z on here. This is a Jay
Shit.
Z album more than it is an electronic album.
Shit. Jay Z wasn't even on Beanie Siegel's albums like that.
Exactly. Like, you know, and he's strategically did stuff like that for Bleak, drop Dear Summer on 4 5 on the 534 album in dropped anything on the Truth Beanie album. You know what I'm saying? At least he could have did something like that, like drop a new joint on this album. But
Right.
nine songs, and then like half of this shit is not even memorable shit that he's saying. I'm like, come on, man. The production was weak on here, and people is saying this stuff. I'm like, what classic? How is this a great album?
Man. Everybody wants a fucking classic, man. That's like a suck my dick.
No, classics. People for the young generation watching classics. We didn't call them. We didn't call albums classic when they dropped an hour after they came out. We sat with albums like Illmatic and Reasonable Doubt and Cuban Link and Ready to Die for months and for years before they became classics. Nobody was calling these albums classics when they came out back in the 90s.
Right.
When Long Live Kane came out and Sex and Violence and Mama Said Knock You Out and Raising Hell, nobody was calling those classics back in the 80s. They became classics over time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And that's the difference with now and back then. But now when something drop an hour later, it's already considered a classic.
Which is something the hip hop community needs to stop. Because I only notice it's only hip hop that does that shit.
Right. They don't do that in rock. They don't do that in heavy metal or in jazz. They don't do shit like that.
Hell,
You know?
even in R&B, they don't even do that shit.
Well, R&B ain't even R&B no more. But it's like when we had real R&B, nobody was quick to call Musique second album a classic. Those albums you have to sit with. You still got to sit with some of those albums because they're still underrated. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like it was written as a classic, Sam. Yeah, but we wasn't calling that a classic in '96 when it came out. That became a classic over time. Like by the time I Am dropped, people was like, okay, it was written as a classic. You know what I'm saying? That's like a couple years before his third album dropped. We was calling that a classic. We didn't call it a classic an hour after it was written came out. Same thing with the score. The score was a good album when it first dropped. but nobody was calling it a classic when it first dropped. That became a classic over time.
Hell, let's take it recently. Everyone is calling 808s and Heartbreak a classic. When I remember when that album came out, people were shitting on that.
That to me is one of my favorite Kanye albums. I mean, there's still debate over if it's a classic or not. I mean, I love it. I mean, I don't know. I love Graduation and My Beautiful Dark and Twisted Fantasy, College Dropout. I think those are classics. But 808, if people say that's a classic, I don't have no problem with that because I think it's a solid album.
Yeah, man. Because I
You
feel
know,
like, cause, with the Drakes and the Travis Scotts, they
right?
always try to emulate that fucking sound and
It,
shit too.
this
So
whole thing is like it's like we're living in like a microwave instant. Everything is right there for you. It's like you listen to it today, tomorrow it's on to the next thing. When
right,
you look at a movie today, you forget about it tomorrow. And those are not classics. Those do not live up through the test of time. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to sit with those and listen to those albums or watch that movie over and over again before and the impact it has on the culture and how it pushes the culture forward makes it a classic. Not just well Kendrick dropped Damn today and then tomorrow it's a classic. No, it don't go like that. You know what I'm
true.
saying? So a lot of these albums people call classic, they're gonna fall to the wayside by the end of the year. You're not even gonna remember them. Oh, damn, I forgot Jay Electronica came out with this album when we're talking about the albums of the year in December because nobody's gonna talk about it like that.
Nope.
You know what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying?
no, 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 no. Mm-mm.
They it's like they don't want to they don't want to sit and just enjoy the piece of art. That's what art is. You enjoy it over time. You don't just you sit with it and then be like, okay, I'm gonna put it to the side and let me go get the other portrait so I can hang on my wall. You
Right.
gotta sit there and cherish that piece of art. And I don't think this young generation knows how to do that. They don't appreciate it.
No, cause like they used to like all this fucking trash on the radio. They keep calling those classic.
Right.
Like, how many NBA YoungBoy albums can you call fucking classic these days and
Right.
shit? Fuck
I don't
out
even
my.
know what that is.
It's fine.
You
He's a
know,
rapper with a lot of baby mamas, pretty much.
you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to appreciate the art for what it is, man. Like stop trying to look for what's the next thing coming out from that artist. If
Right.
West drop Pray for Paris today, people are already looking forward to the album with him and Madlib later on. Like cherish this shit now. If that man closes his eyes and then sleep tomorrow, that's all he got, man. Like cherish what that artist put out now and stop looking for the next thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. We wasn't doing that. Like when Nas came out with It Was Written, we wasn't looking forward to I. We didn't even know about I Am until after he, the success of It Was Written. After he went on tour for that album, came out with all the singles, remixes, all that. That's when we started to hear about I Am later on. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't looking forward to the next project from Nas because we were so focused on enjoying his second album. We were so focused on enjoying Wu Tang Forever. We wasn't looking forward to the W. They even told you on Wu Tang Forever, we ain't dropping another album until 2000. They even
Right.
told you that on the double album. So we knew, like, yo, we ain't gonna hear from Wu for like a couple of years. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? So RZA
right.
said that on what? Or was the Bells of War joint? So we already knew. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we appreciated the project when they dropped it. We wasn't looking forward to the next project like that.
Got you.
And that's what's missing from this generation. They have to appreciate the product that's out now and stop looking towards the next one. I
Got
agree,
you.
Makai. People don't comprehend longevity. That's one of the biggest issues in problems of quality in music. I agree with that.
Shit. I think somebody said they were rather listen. Christian said he'll rather listen to Nazir over in testimony.
I don't have no problem with that. I mean, I liked a couple songs off of Nasir. I wouldn't for Nas level. I wouldn't have Kanye do a whole album with him. Like a couple songs is one thing, but I will bump Nasir before I bump this album. I will buy Nasir before I buy this album.
Shit.
But I still buy physical copies. I don't really care for stream. I only stream shit on YouTube when we do these reviews and like to listen to like new albums. But I still buy physical copies. So I would rather buy Nasir before I buy this album.
True. True. But yeah, that's fucking J Electronica. Um, I was actually gonna end off this vid showing some new magazines I got.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I want to actually end this video off in a positive note, but fuck it.
Favorite song from Beyonce. Favorite song from Beyonce.
Oh,
Uh, I don't know. What's my favorite song from Beyonce? I like some of her others like Ring the Alarm and Sweet what is it? Sweet Dreams.
yeah.
I like those joints. Favorite song from Illmatic. Represent New York State of Mind.
It ain't hard to tell.
Yeah, those are hard. That's hard. Every song on there is fire to me. Man.
Facts. Yeah, I think Ronnie's ready for this dangerously in love. You. That's
Favorite rap groups of all time. He asked.
Public Enemy, Wu Tang, EPMD, Roots. I mean, on top of my head.
Yep. Wu Tang, Cypress Hill, Pete
Ooh.
Roxy, the Gangstar, EPMD,
Um,
Tribe,
re-
Love Tribe, They
regarding
Lie.
like, oh yeah, Daylaw too,
Yeah.
man. Yes. Regarding favorite songs from Beyonce, y'all ever heard that one track called "Below" from the self-titled joint?
I can't. I heard that album. I don't remember the song.
Oh shoot, yeah,
That's the
that
one
that
with Drunken Love.
yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
I remember very few songs on that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I know when that album came out, I think
Mm,
BET played like the whole visual album in one day or some shit. If I'm
right.
not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I got some new magazines I wanted to show y'all and shit.
Cool.
This is the 50th issue of the Source. Hold on, let me get rid of this
Oh,
trash.
I had that one with Cool Herc and
Yeah.
After Bada and Grandmaster Flash. I had that one. Yes, classic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Like this is one we were the Source. We're trying to pay homage to the founding fathers and whatnot. Very dope. Very very dope. Issue. As you can see, it has like the Easy E. It's
Yes.
on Dr. Dre.
Oh, you
It's
still got
classic.
the little pamphlet thing.
Yep. Shit. Um. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm gonna show y'all like the ratings and stuff like that. Oh shit. They got a piece about De La Soul here too, which I find
Right.
interesting.
That was for Blue Mind State.
Yep.
Classic album. We gotta talk
Very.
about that album.
I thought we reviewed that album. Oh, wait.
You did that
Yeah.
already?
I think I did that, but yeah, I can do it with you and shit.
Cool. What about
Yeah,
Sticks
man.
Aside? You did that one too?
Yeah, I did the first four albums, but I don't. But if you want to review it again, I'm down for that shit,
Right.
bro. Yeah, man. Oh yeah. So they got the album ratings right here. I know they gave four mics to Return of the Boom Bap by Keras One.
That's a
Classic
classic.
album. Yes.
Definitely.
I would have given it five, but okay.
Definitely.
Um, Spice One, 187. He wrote 3.5 mics, which that's a 5 mic classic. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. What else? What else? Yeah, man. I'm definitely going to do an episode where I'm just going to talk about certain magazines and shit. So I'm just going to skim through this one.
And I got two to show you also, but I didn't. We could save that for like another episode.
All right, cool. I got the infamous Suge Knight issue.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
all up in the videos. Well, yeah, man. This is released at the height of the whole East Coast West Coast beef
Right.
and shit like that. Um, yeah, the source. I'm sorry, the source and the vibe. They were cashing in on that fucking shit.
Of course they was.
Or cashing in on that. Like for you to have Biggie and Puff saying East versus West, y'all knew what the fuck
Right.
y'all were doing.
Of course.
hmm You know, like he got a piece on like Erica Alexander. You know, of Living Single. Now
Right.
y'all can see on Black Lightning and that Wu Tang show.
Right.
You got fucking Chris Rock when he was still on SNL.
Mm-hmm. Classic.
But of course, you got Kim back when she was sexy.
Right. Before the surgery.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to show y'all the ratings of the albums and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, it's Houdini with the sixth album. I never heard this Houdini album, but I heard some bad things about it.
I heard some songs. I never heard the whole album though. JD tried to give them that so deaf sound. It just I don't think it worked for them.
Oh god. As for like album ratings and shit, you have they gave 3 mics to exhibits at the speed of life, which
Oh
I would
wow.
have given it at least 4.5 mics.
Hell
3 mics
yeah.
is way too low.
Hey, wow.
Shit. Real life, the turnaround, they gave that 3 mics as well, which I would have given that 5 mics to be
Definitely.
real.
Classic joint.
What else? What else? What else? The Cool Keith and Tim Dog album Ultra, they gave that 3 mics as well too. So yeah, man, this is a fucking Suge Knight. And it's kind of crazy too because around this time he was really showing himself out more, like in '95, '96 and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. And just a little disclaimer, I got some more magazines in the mail, but this is what I've just got recently.
Right.
And I got these last 2 Ice Cube issues and shit.
Right.
This is when he was on Boys in the Hood
Right.
and shit. Um, yes, y'all already know.
No album.
Is it good to? Shit. Let's see what they got up in here and shit like that. They got publicists of like Kumo D's Funky Wisdom album, which
Right.
very underrated album if you ask me. You got like Gangstars with talking about the Step in Arena album.
Mhm.
Of course, you got Ice Cube. This is the cover with Ice Cube, discussing like where he was doing with Boys in the Hood and shit like that. Rest in peace, John Singleton. Yeah, man. Let's see what they got.
Ronnie asks, which magazine would y'all rather read? Source, Double XL, or Vibe?
Source. Well, yeah, Source.
Yeah.
And this is the Ice Cube cover. This is the last one I got.
Right.
Very controversial issue because of the fact like this is when he was pretty much like attacking the source and shit like that.
Right.
Because I
And
remember when.
that's before they took Cypress Hill took that chain.
Yep. Yeah, Ice Cube did get chain snatched and shit. That's crazy.
Did he ever get that chain back?
I don't think so because I think it got in the hands of either Cam or some other niggas. But
Oh wow.
yeah, man. This is around the time with the whole West Side Connection. Got MC Ren's The Villain in Black album, which is a very underrated album, if you ask me. Expect a review on this one pretty soon. I need to get my hands on this album. Yeah, man.
Hit up DJ Nelson, he got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay, bet.
He got a lot of ghetto boy stuff. Hit him up for that.
Alright. Yeah, because I seen that album go for a stupid amount of money recently. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Oh, they got an interview with Mystical and shit like that. This is when he was still underground. He had just dropped the Mind of Mystical album, which,
Right.
ooh, Mind of Mystical, Unpredictable. Those are like my favorite Mystical albums, if you ask me.
But how you feel about Tarantula?
I have to re-listen to Tarantula. I think I do got that album though, but I have to re-listen to it.
I had gotten that in the hall. It got like a lot of Pharrell stuff on it.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, man. Yeah, fucking Ice Cube and shit, man. Like,
Yeah, I remember that. West Side Connection.
yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
Favorite Joe song?
Favorite what?
Joe.
Favorite Joe album?
Favorite Joe song? Joe. I'm assuming you mean R&B, Ronnie, or Fat Joe. He said Joe, so I'm assuming it's the R&B. Okay.
Your R&B nigga. All the things your man want to do.
Yeah. Don't want to be a player no more. I love that song. Let's stay home. Let's stay home tonight.
Ooh, yes.
Love that song.
Shit. They gave Chino XL's 3.5 mics and shit too, which is crazy.
The first album.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
that should have been like 4 in my opinion.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna stay off about like 4 more minutes. I gotta let this webcam charge up and shit.
No, I didn't. I never. No, Christian. I never. I don't hate RL, man. Like I like. I love Next first album. RL is a great singer. I just felt like he shouldn't have been on that list of the greatest of all time. I don't hate RL and Next because I don't know them niggas.
Mm, shit, man.
He said I started to hate written testimony.
Sam said you should review the first Ghetto Boys album. Are you talking about Making Trouble or Grip It on the Other Level? Because a lot of people consider that Grip It the actual first one. So
Right.
Ronnie said, "Fuck Suge Knight." Damn.
Yeah, Tarantula. That's the first time I listened to any mystical albums. He wasn't big on mystical over here in New York. So, but I like it because I like Pharrell. Always love the Neptunes, and a lot of the songs have that Neptunes flavor.
Yeah, when I first heard Tarantula and shit like that, like years back, I remember. Yeah, he was really trying to go for that. I think that was the one he was on Jive, right?
I believe so. I think it's on Jaw Records. I gotta check.
Yeah, because I think that was like in the early 2000s. That was when Jive Records was trying to go for that more pop friendly route and
Right.
shit like that with the boy bands and stuff like that. Yeah, shit. I always see Jive as the house KRS One built, if you ask me, but that's another story for a different day. No, no, let's be real. Let's be real. KRS One, he put Jive Records on the map and shit like that. Like,
Right.
let's be fucking real,
You're right.
man.
KRS One, Tribe,
Too short.
Too Short. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like remember when we did that Souls of Mischief album, they were really trying to go for that commercialism with that album. You know, I think one of the members said they were trying to make them to like a boy band or some shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite boot camp click groups? Smith and Wesson, Helter Skelter, Black Moon, OGC, definitely.
Yeah, my
Fat.
favorite. I think my favorite. I gotta go with fucking House of Skeleton, man.
If I had to pick one, yeah, it's between Smith and Wesson and Helter Skelter.
Facts.
Because Smith and Wesson again, like they have great chemistry together. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. I'm gonna get ready to end off this video right now, but I have a few announcements I want to make. Um, as y'all. Oh, Samuel, you didn't mean making trouble. Okay, I'll listen to that one day. I got you and shit. What was I about to say? So yeah, this Sunday, man, I'm definitely going to talk. Or we're definitely going to talk about "Dangerously in Love" because, spoiler alert, that's the last album I've been waiting from the collection. For the collection and shit like that? Because originally we were going to do "Escapes," "Traces of My Lipstick," but I'm gonna see if I can order that album in store because I'm still kind of pissed that I got that fucking J Lo album, man. That shit kind of irritated me. And
Yeah.
it's not even a J Lo album I know and shit. It's like the first one with the Spanish. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? I never seen this album in fucking stores in my fucking life. Shit. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good because we can still listen to the album and shit. At least I still got the case, so fuck
Right.
it. Um. Also, this is gonna be the last week before I go on break, so I'm gonna be pretty much finishing up some pre-recorded videos, which I'll just be thoroughly releasing and stuff like that because I have to redo the Billy Joel The Stranger review because YouTube wanted to fuck up my copyrights and shit like
Right.
that. So
When is that we finished the third part for the video reactions, right?
yeah, we finished it, and the copyright's almost done and shit like that.
Okay.
It's just
I don't even remember that one. So
don't worry, bro. It's I'm gonna release it this weekend.
okay.
This weekend, the latest, I'm gonna release it because YouTube want to play. Hey, you don't own this video. I'm like, nigga, that's why it's a reaction video. What the fuck?
Right.
All
Exactly.
these white people doing reaction videos, niggas want to get at me and shit.
Right.
Can't- Shit, this don't make no damn sense. The fuck is this? I got all the spam email and shit. What the fuck? So yeah, and then possibly we're gonna do another music video reaction this month. Possibly. I just gotta, just like I said, the whole copyright bullshit.
Right.
And this weekend, I'm also gonna start on a beef episode with Biggie, Life After Death too. So
Well,
that should be a very interesting one.
right.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ashley and shout out to everybody in the chat room holding it down as always. Thank y'all so much for fucking bearing with us while we talked about this trash ass album and shit. Like, and I'm just gonna say this once. I'm gonna say this once and for all. Like, I don't like when motherfuckers rush through bullshit. Like, you should never like go in the studio and have the intention of not dropping any good work or some stuff like that. That's my opinion.
I agree.
Because I've seen rappers today that says, I don't go in the studio just to make a classic and shit like that, which, even if you don't make a fucking classic, make something
Right.
that everyone will fucking love. That's my
Exactly.
opinion.
You going to the studio for them?
Exactly. Like, fuck out my face with that. Fuck out my face with that bullshit, man. Like, and with that being said, I believe, like, I'm actually going to schedule this music video reaction because all the copyrights are done. So I'll probably just drop this tomorrow, maybe like 8 o'clock.
What? I'm trying to. I don't remember nothing we did. We discussed. What video did we discuss on it?
Just spoiler alert, we did Ebony Eyes with Rick James. We
Okay,
did
I remember.
Jay Z's Always Be My Sunshine.
I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, we did fucking Skilo Top of the World. Yeah, we did a couple of videos and shit, but yeah, it's just been so long since we've actually done it because like
Right.
again, copyrights and just me trying to like handle a lot of things in my personal life too. So shit. Also, I'm gonna end this off with a public service announcement for all my fellas and shit. Always wrap up pretty much because I almost got myself into some trouble today. Actually, this is just a little quick story. I almost became a father today. I literally almost became a father today. This girl, pretty much, and I'm only gonna say this because I know it's all family and shit like that. But I was fucking this girl pretty much. She tried. I'm trying to be serious. 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 I was fucking this girl in the hotel or some shit, right? Next thing you know, she gonna text me talking about she pregnant. So I'm looking at myself like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. and then and then pretty much she's gonna talk about it's her ex-boyfriend. It's her ex-boyfriend and shit like that. So I was pretty much LL Cool J just fucking pregnant chicks.
Crazy. Crazy. No, I think I loved it that for a sport though. Like he bragging about that shit like it was nothing. Oh, I got Simone over here, but I'm fucking this pregnant chick on the staircase.
Oh my god. Like that's wild as fuck, man. So that's why I'm gonna give a public service. I'm like always wrap up, especially like around this time because you know you don't know some of these females are scandalous as fuck trying to like pass up
Mm,
another kid's baby to as yours and shit like that
exactly.
because they feel lonely and stuff. So that's just my little public service announcement I want to end it off with tonight. Um, so we'll definitely talk about some ideas and shit like that. So this Sunday, stay tuned for Beyonce's "Dangerously in Love."
Yes.
Um, and it's gonna
Ashley
be my.
gonna be there, right?
You said what?
Ashley's gonna be on with us for that one.
Yes, she is. I
Yes.
just told her like this afternoon and stuff. So
She probably ready. She probably ready to go now. Like, yo, Beyonce, let's go.
shit, man. And this is like the first Beyonce review I want to do on my channel. Wow, the beat.
Right.
Watch the Beehive. Watch the fucking Beehive be on my ass like and not
Don't
talk
get
about.
mad at us. Don't get mad at us.
Yo, don't fucking do me like they did Carrie Hilson. Start throwing CDs at me.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus, man. But other than that, thank y'all so much for watching. Hope everyone stays safe and hope everyone has a good night. Peace.